rocket. I try to let a few doors walk, but if that freezer runs low, I gotta stock it. These scrub bucks got no mask, darn sure no drop times, but this chili has deer burger in it tonight.
Where did this podcast go? Straight to hell. Yeah, speaking of hell, check out East Coast Bowhunting Podcast.
Fantastic.
First of all, I'm addicted to the show.
I like that. That's cool. Okay. Whole hunt. You live it, you breathe it.
It's a whole different world.
This East Coast has a little bit more of an edge and a grind to it.
Recording?
I want to feel like I'm just hanging with the boys.
But I actually saw Jesus.
I just want to get the realest people possible in the industry, and the point where it is now, where it's insane.
This is the East Coast Bowhunting Podcast, and we're here in Slayer Club in the Dirty Water, drinking beer, talking deer, and we're rated R, so stand clear. We're coming at you from Waterbury, Connecticut, hiding in the mountains of God's heaven. I'm your boy D-Rock, chilling with my CT soldiers.
Trev. Ryan.
And we're joined tonight with Jake the Moose Man Harton. What's up, my boy?
What's going on?
Today's episode is brought to you by Shabine Brewing. Fresh beer crafted in Connecticut, the Hunter's Beer. 100 Demons, East Coast hardcore music known worldwide. Straight out of Brass City at www.shopshogun.com. Trev's Euros for all your Euromount needs on Facebook. Nor'easter Game Calls, get them in close for all your game call needs at www.nor'eastergamecalls.com. Get your ECB Blood Series grunt call and keep an eye out for the Blood Series turkey calls coming soon. This show is presented by Working Class Bowhunter. Not just a podcast, but the brand in the hunting industry. East Coast Bowhunting Podcast is here as always for new and old hunters by sharing our experiences in the woods through playing and slaying. What's up?
What's up, D-Rock?
D-Rock, what's happening?
What's going on? What's up, Moose Man?
Moose Man.
You made it. The weather sucks right now.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy right now, man. So happy you could join us here at a Slay Club, one of many studios that we have in Connecticut. Figured this is the closest one to you. You're straight out of Southington, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. How was the drive here, all right?
Icy.
I know, it's crazy.
People getting stuck everywhere.
I know. I especially, we had that flash kind of storm not too long ago. 84 was a mess. Right around your area, too, there's a lot of accidents. Yeah. It's crazy, man. So let's do the, past week catch-up. What'd you end up doing this past week, Trevor?
Actually, funny is that I actually went shed hunting with one of our actual local supporters, Alex Wells and his buddy Casey. We went and we hiked. We did 3.5 miles. Didn't find no sheds. He had found some prior, and then actually the day after I left, he found some other. He found 3 or 4 other sheds. So it was cool to get out with some local guys and talk and hang out. And
get some boots
they
on
actually
the ground.
became pretty good friends after that.
You're shaking your head. You know Alex?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Small
I
world.
met him from Sleeping Giant, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. After you weaned out through the crowd of all the Asians. Oh, where you find these? Where you find these?
Gosh.
What about you, Ryan?
Not much. Just like I said last week, guys, I'm in a new training for work, so I've been real busy. If it wasn't for this storm, I would have got out today, did a little shed hunt, and put some boots on the ground, but now we got snow on the ground, so it makes it a little more difficult. But you can bet your ass as soon as the snow is gone, I'm out there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go around the table. What about you, Jake? What'd you do this past week?
Well, I went shed hunting on Saturday with my girlfriend and my cousin, and didn't find any sheds, but we kind of had a creepy ghost follow us.
Oh, yeah. I definitely want to get into that later in the episode. I definitely want to hear this. That's
it
pretty
was
cool.
Creepy.
Hell yeah. And actually, this past week, Trev and I had a few meetings to go to, and we're making some things happen. Some really good news to come. Not quite yet. Probably in a couple of weeks we'll be able to talk about it more. Yeah. But we're making things happen and just kind of making sure that CT listeners, as well as other East Coast listeners and even out west, can benefit from it. And that's what we're all about, bringing education to new and old hunters and getting them back in the woods, whether it be shed hunting. That's why you're here today. Just signing up for classes, bow hunting classes. I mean, every DNR and DEP, those classes are free, so you have no excuse not to join. And then CT bow hunting, where that's going to make a conversion.
Yep.
We can't talk about it quite yet, but that's going to be really good news.
New things to come.
And we're going to change the format on that, so this way it's more user-friendly in the sense of any information you want to get. It's kind of in coalition with the CTDEP. So let's get to it. I mean, I think Ryan's got a little something special for us.
Welcome, everyone, to the weekly Whitetail News. So, going to kind of do a little bit something new here for the next little while with the weekly Whitetail News. I'm going to be starting off the news, like I said, with a little bit something different. I'm going to be doing an arrow build. Excuse me. I'm going to be doing an arrow build for this year. The shafts are going to be from Serious Archery products with Ethics Archery components. So, with help from our man, Hoss, a.k.a. Bruce Ritter Clark, who we had on last week, I've got the perfect product on the way for my setup.
Chubby.
Good stuff.
So I know in our earlier podcast we talked about what our setups are. My setup is an Elite Z28 with a 29-inch draw and 60-pound limbs. So I hit up Hoss, told him what I had. He's giving me the perfect build for what I need. So Serious Archery is cutting me up some 300 spine Orient shafts. We're going to cut them to 27.25 inches with 150 grain outserts from Ethics Archery. So this is a new product to us. We're going to be seeing how they feel. Now, I have never done an arrow build before, so this is going to be new to me. It's going to be new to the podcast. We're all going to get involved in it, and we're going to keep our listeners in on the whole thing.
Awesome.
It's gonna be great. So Ethics Archery and Serious Archery products. I'm wicked excited for this, and every week we're gonna touch on it a little bit. So they're on their way. They're being shipped. Haven't got my hands on it yet, but we're gonna have more to come for next week. Tell you about the build. We may even do some live Facebook feeds, some live Instagram feeds to show you guys that anyone can put this stuff together.
Even PornStarRyan.
Even PornStarRyan. And like I
with
said,
the extra long shaft.
He's all girth, I heard. Hey, don't we have a promo code for that?
We do have a promo code for that. So get on Ethics Archery products. Our promo code is East Coast 10. So you get 10% off your final purchase with them, and get in on that. This is some stuff. If you've heard our last podcast with Hoss on there, it blew all of our minds. It was just some incredible stuff, and we've never thought of arrows the way he pounded this into our head now.
That's why they call him the Arrow Doctor.
That's it.
You know?
It's crazy.
And Hoss, he wanted me to do this build where they were going to send the outserts already into the arrows. He said, you know what? We're going to send them to you, and you're going to put them on yourself. So that way we can show you guys that it may be a little bit of labor intensive, like he said, but anyone could do it in their basement, in their shop, wherever you have it, and we're going to show you step by step just how to do that.
Awesome.
So with that being said, Whitetail Weekly News, I'm kind of going to talk about a few products here, some newer stuff coming out to the industry, and we're going to make sure that you know what's going on here. So first thing I want to touch on here, Nor'easter game calls. They're going to, Mark, I know you're listening, Ethan. So they are now going to be doing their box calls again. Of course, spring turkey is right around the corner. Nor'easter is now offering their handmade custom box calls for turkeys. So for you turkey hunters out there, whether you unfortunately may use a shotgun, but get out there with your bow, use those box calls, and he's going to be producing those again. Next thing I want to touch on is Wild Edge Inc. here from Connecticut. They did a live Instagram video this past Tuesday. Touched on that they're going to be putting out, if you haven't seen their Wild Edge steps, check them out, Wild Edge Inc. Awesome product, very good for those versatile mobile hunters getting out there, and they're going to be offering
Even shed hunters.
Get out there, get up in the air, see what's going on. You know, Jake was showing me some cool photos. It looks like he's in hides. He's finding these deer, letting them run by him, and even use those. So they're going to be talking about in the upcoming year, they're going to have a platform. It's a little bit bigger than their step. It's going to allow you to get up there in that harness and have something to put your feet on.
Badass.
Very badass.
What else you got?
Next thing I want to touch on is I know, there's been talk about this for years. They kind of released it a little bit in 2018, but it's called the Breadcrumb Trackable Knock. Now, this is a knock for your arrow that runs off of an app through a Bluetooth feature.
Owned by Hansel and Gretel?
Don't believe so.
Just checking. I'm just checking.
It's actually owned by the Breadcrumb Trackable Technology Company.
Oh, okay.
So they're releasing that. It's an activated radio chip, communicates with your smartphone through an app. How fucking cool is that?
100 yards, is it? Or
50
more?
yards, actually.
Oh, is it 50?
So it's actually 50 yards, but we know Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all that stuff is not, a great technology just yet, but it's 2019. It's coming. When you come within 50 yards of that knock, that deer, the arrow, whatever it may be, it's actually going to light up. It's going to have a bright LED light on it, and it's actually going to make a noise as well, so you can hear it, you can see it, you're going to know what's going on. Now, of course, being East Coast bow hunting, the Elite Ritual 35. Ouch. We talked about it a little bit.
Honor the ritual.
Everyone knows this ritual is out, but this thing is beautiful.
Yeah,
and D-Rock, you want one of these, don't you?
I don't know if I'm going with the 35 or the 33.
Exactly. So, I mean,
but I'm definitely getting one soon.
Right. So we've seen the 30. We've seen the 33. Now that 35. That Elite Ritual 35.
This shit's going to be taller than me. I don't know if I
man.
can go there.
That thing is coming in at astonishing up to 336 feet per second. That's like a damn crossbow. That thing is ripping. Jeff, that's right up your alley with the 3D archery shoots there.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to slow it down this year, so we'll see what happens.
But I mean, this bow it's available to anyone. They start at 25.5-inch draw weight, so you got a huge realm on that. And it's also a 50-inch draw weight or a 50-pound draw weight, 25.5 inches. So virtually anyone can use this thing.
That's pretty badass.
It is, and you know what this thing weighs? 4 pounds is what this bow weighs.
Dang,
there is nothing to it. It's an awesome bow.
You got more than that swinging, don't you?
I wish, man.
They cut down because the Synergy 30, the Synergy, or maybe not. Yeah, the Synergy. That one is 6.5 pounds. Or 7.5 pounds.
I think it was
so
7.5. I think
it's
so
still
they
light.
Cut it down.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
4.1 pounds. I know Trevor talked about it a little bit. The let off has changed. It's not that stiff wall. It's a little more gradual, but there's still nothing there when you get to that full
not
draw.
much of a valley.
Cool.
Not much at all. So if you're looking for some new gear this year, make sure you take a look at these products. Especially turkey season is the next upcoming thing. Get on nor'eastergamecalls.com.
Pot calls are coming out too. ECB pot calls.
Pot calls are coming out.
We'll keep a release on that, though.
Yeah, you potheads. Don't think we're on.
Not potheads, pot calls.
Yeah, pot calls.
Potheads are in Massachusetts, I hear. I don't know.
That's why that moose are coming down, huh?
They just got the munchies.
So, if any of our listeners, if you guys have anything that you'd want me to touch about in the news, if you're seeing some new products that maybe I'm not seeing, maybe I'm not talking about, or you just want some more information about it yourself, go ahead and slip into our DMs through Facebook or Instagram and send me your news.
Send you your what?
Those DMs.
You heard that? Slide right in there and send them.
Send them then nudes.
Send the nudes?
Sorry.
Oh.
Send the news.
Okay.
And that is your weekly Whitetail news brought to you by Ryan the Porn Star.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Good stuff, too. Good stuff. So we got big things going on. Let's not drag the intro too long, but we got the Harrisburg show coming up. East Coast is going to be out there. Mohegan show. Mohegan Sun, Connecticut. Hartford show, we're going to slip in and do mobile recording. And the big one, Iowa Deer Classic, where we're going to really connect, make a lot of new friends, a lot of big things to come.
We're shipping it across country.
Yeah, I mean, Mohegan Sun especially, we're putting CT on the map. We're going to have nice raffles. Ryan the Buddha's running GoFundMe, get veterans out there in the woods again. He submitted a nice print of American Buffalo. We're going to be raffling that off. We got that nice Skinner set right behind you there, Jake. We're going to be raffling that off. That's pretty sweet.
And we got a dozen arrows from D&M Custom Arrows. I think those are coming in for that show also.
And not just that, Nor'easter's, we got a ton of knives from Nor'easter, and they're sending a bunch of little mother cluckers.
Little mother cluckers.
Yeah, little turkey box.
That's a little...
What'd you say?
The little mother
cluckers.
That's a custom thing for East Coast Bowhunting Podcast.
So we'll make a release for that too, but I mean, there's a lot of things going on, so tune in. So let's get to it. Jake, the Moose Man Harton, welcome. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
What do you think of the show, man? You seem very comfortable. You know a lot of the people we know too.
Yeah, I'm pretty much used to it now. I got the magazine. I've been in the news a bunch of times, so you get used to it after a while.
Yeah. Make sure you're talking to that mic, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get right up in it.
Yeah. So let's kick it off. Who are you? Where you from? And where can we find you?
I am Jake Harton. I am from Southington, and you can find me pretty much anywhere in the woods.
That's a good answer. I like
Solid.
that. I like that. So where did all this start? Like, when did you start getting into the woods before we get into shed hunting? When did you start just getting into the woods?
I started, I believe, my freshman year. I've always was fascinated with the woods, but it wasn't until my freshman year of high school I really started going out into the woods. Because you wouldn't believe it, but in middle school I was addicted to video games. I would never go outside.
Yeah.
And I haven't touched my PlayStation or my Xbox in probably, I don't even know how long. It's gathering dust.
Good.
And it's
That's
a good thing.
Yeah.
But my freshman year of high school, my grandmother used to live in this house, and she had a landlord, and very nice lady. I'm close with both of them, actually. And she used to have deer come out in her backyard, and she used to put deer feed out for them. And before her husband passed away, and there'd be maybe 15, 20 deer that would come out back there, and I would
Dang.
I would hide in the deck and kind of watch them. Nothing big, it's just a bunch of does, some little bucks, and I would watch them. I was just so fascinated with them, and then that's when I came across something online about them shedding their antlers, which I had no idea about then.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
you know,
True.
a lot of people don't, and so. This was in the middle of August. It was probably 90 degrees, and I'm just like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to go out and look for a shed.
Hell yeah.
In 90-degree weather in the middle of fucking August.
And you were a freshman, you said?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I went out there, you know, in my backyard because I had woods where I used to live, and there's a ski area that's out in the back on the other side of the mountain, Mount Southington. So the bucks are always coming down from there, and they cross. There's power lines next to my house, so all the bucks are always following that, and all the deer, they come down through there. So I'm like, I'm going to go back there and find like 15 sheds. I didn't find shit back there. I got covered
That's
in
good.
ticks.
I'm about to say, be careful what the intel you're giving here.
I got covered in ticks, and I was like, this is bullshit.
right. That's cool, man.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how it started. And then, you know, I saw my first moose ever in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. They call it Moose Alley. It's on Route 3.
Yeah.
We saw my first moose there. Then, you know, I'm like, oh, there's bigger animals with bigger antlers. Oh, shit.
Those are easier to find.
Yeah, they're bigger, yeah.
So are you pretty much self-taught, or someone kind of guided you, or you went out with buddies, or?
I was pretty much self-taught, actually.
Really?
It took me about a year to find my first one, which was actually by accident. And it was in a woods down the street from my house. I just was trying to go in different places just to look, and they were just starting to build a street on this area that I went into. So I'm like, let me go sneak in there. And went in there for a few hours, didn't find anything, got all pissed. And then on my way out, I could see my car through the woods, and I just kind of ducked down in a tree. Then there was a shed right there. Then I like freaked out. I was like, oh my God, it was chewed up, but it was first I ever found. And ever since then, I was like addicted to finding them. I'm like, I gotta find more.
Hell yeah.
It started off as one.
It's like
it is
gold.
it is an addiction. It's just like hunting in itself. Once you find that one shed, that one piece of bone, you may have been walking for 8 hours all day long. All it takes is that one piece of bone. It makes the whole day worth it.
Yeah. So I was all excited. I brought it home. I showed my mom and dad. My mom was like, is it really? My mom was like, oh, cool. I mean, it's not really your thing, but it's whatever.
Nice stick you got there.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was all excited. And I dragged my sister out the second time, and that was a bad idea because I'm more of a woods person. She's more like a city person, you know, and everything. And she's very political. And I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, we're totally different people.
Right.
So I was like, Taylor, come with me. And she's like, all right, fine. So she came with me, and I ended up finding, I think it was my first set ever I actually found up in a mountain. I won't say where, though. And what happened was I dragged her up there. We went up there for a few hours, and so we stopped at this edge, like just to look at the view and everything. And I just looked down. There was a shed sitting right at my feet. I was like, oh, my God.
Jesus.
So I turned around to go tell her because she's taking forever. She's stuck in the thorn bush and everything. I'm like, get your ass over here. Yeah. So I look over, and this other side was right there. And I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, Taylor, come here. She's like, hold on, Jesus. And she's stuck in the bush and everything. And I'm like freaking out. I got a set of sheds, which were those ones in there.
Nice.
And so I kept trying to drag her with me because I'm like, I think you're good luck. You got to come with me every time. And obviously, you know, she came with me one other time, and then she's like, this is bullshit. It's like, I'm staying home.
Yeah. That's funny. That's cool, man. So you don't necessarily hunt at all, right?
No.
You're not a hunter at all whatsoever?
No, I've always wanted to try bow hunting. I haven't yet.
What stopped you?
With work and, you know, trying to finish my degree. I'm actually on my last class right now I go to Tunxis, and I'll be getting my associate's degree in general studies. So,
awesome.
You know, I was focused on things. And throughout high school, I was doing track, too. So I barely had any time. I was doing track, cross country. And now the job I have now, I'm working 12 hours a day. So they kill me.
Yeah, we're all slaving. We're all working class here. So, I mean, we try to squeeze it in. Even doing the podcast, we're definitely squeezing it in. And we live it. So every day when we have downtime, we're just trying to catch up with whether it be contacts, like getting a hold of you.
Yeah.
I even had to apologize to you over the weekend because I was just so
I was
swamped.
busy too, so you weren't even bad.
So it worked out. And I don't know if you noticed, let's take a little break here. We're actually sponsored by Shabin Brewing. And let's go around the table. Let's see what we got here, drinking here. We got Shabin Driven. That's what I'm sipping on. What do you got, Trev?
I got water.
Oh, my God.
I'm slacking tonight,
Water
man.
the quitter. What do you got, Ryan?
I know.
I've got the down, right, up, left YB.
AKA the Double D Rock.
AKA Double D Rock.
That's cool.
And Jake, since you were a gamer, check this out, my man. We got a little gaming controller on here.
Super Nintendo controller.
I love all their labels are awesome. There's
That's an
so
Imperial
much thought into
IPA,
them.
I think.
Oh, great beer. There's so much thought into their labels. They're funny. They're clever. They catch your eye. They're awesome.
But I did go to the brewery today, and I did have a chocolate cherry cannoli on tap. And then what?
Jameson hot toddy.
Yeah, I had a hot toddy there also. So I'm just finishing up with some water because I'm an hour from home. But
Oh, there you go. Being responsible.
I guess first time in my life.
Well, I guess driving out of dirty water, you gotta be careful.
Well, what if I get mugged? You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to fight back.
And 0 degrees.
I know it's horrible out there.
Yo, on that note, last week when I left here, I ended up in like downtown Waterbury or something. I'm like, where the heck? Yeah, I didn't know what town I was in. I look over and there's like guys standing right next to the window of my vehicle. I'm like, what is going on here?
Is that D-Rock? So
What are you drinking on?
Yeah, I called up Jake. I'm like, anything you want out of Shabine, what do you want? He's like, well, I don't really drink beer. What do
I've
you
never
got?
been a beer person. I mostly drink Angry Orchard because I'm a huge fucking lightweight.
Oh, really?
No one seems to understand, but like it maybe takes 2.5 of these and I'm fucked up.
Oh, damn. All right. I brought you a sixer. So
I save money though, people say. So.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Don't
right.
drink a Shabine then.
Yeah.
You'll be sleeping.
Welcome to the podcast, Jake.
Oh, man.
So I got a question. I'm going to go back a little bit, and you were saying that you weren't doing shed hunting correctly when you first started.
Right.
What do you do that everybody does differently that makes you successful in shed hunting?
Well, what a lot of people don't know is that you don't really need to go too big of a woods for a deer. Like it could be a woods like that's in the middle of the highway. You know, like there's like an overpass and there's like a small patch of woods. There can be like a 13, 12 point buck in there because no one's gonna think to go in there, so he's gonna be hiding in there. And I've gone to some of those areas, and some of those sheds I have in there are from those areas. Like, they're just huge. It's not even that big of a woods. You just walk in, there's a set of antlers in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's that
so-
Waterbury knowledge, too. Same thing, back in the old McDonald's, and then you tripping over deer and shit.
So you're saying that more or less is just, less is more at that point.
Yeah.
Go in those areas that are, unthought about areas to look for.
Yeah,
for
the areas
whitetails.
we don't think people would not even think to go in there unless there's like a homeless person living there. But
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
probably
crazy.
cuddling up with one. I know. Yeah.
Well, that's where the deer are, though.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't necessarily shed hunt the areas we hunt. We go to shed hunt where the deer are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we go into a lot of preserve areas and a lot of
Yep.
Joshua Trusts and so on and so forth, these non-hunting areas that you can hike and you can be in, but you just non-hunting areas because then they're untouched areas that hold whitetails.
bigger deer in there too. So
Absolutely, because they're not bothered.
I want to get back to that for a second, but before we get back to that, I actually want to go to the if you did start hunting, which I think we're going to push you into the classes and stuff. And
I was
get
busting
you
his
rolling.
ass. I was busting his ass a year ago at the hunting show. I'm like, dude, why don't you hunt? Like,
Which
where
one, the
everything
Hartford
is.
show?
Yeah, actually, where I met you
Oh, no
is
shit.
where I met Jake. Also,
are they
no
doing
shit.
that again this year? The Hartford show?
Yeah.
So they're doing the Hartford show, but they're also doing the Mohegan show. Also, they have a new show coming to Connecticut, which is the
gonna
Mohegan.
be huge.
It's the New England Outdoors
No,
Expo.
CT Outdoors.
Oh,
The New England one is in
it's coming this weekend.
what? The New England one?
Yeah,
that's
the New
a
England
mess.
fish. Yeah, that's at Foxborough. That's
that's
coming
the
this
fishing
weekend.
one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's a Connecticut Outdoor
Yep.
Expo. That's going to
in
be
Mohegan.
at Mohegan.
Yep. You gonna go there
What day is it?
It is the 15th through the 17th.
in February? Yeah,
Yeah, I might. I didn't know about that.
dude,
yet.
swing by. We'll go on the podcast again.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hang out.
Yeah,
Sweet.
It's going to be a good time, too. What I wanted to ask you, actually, once we push you into the classes and you start hanging out with us crazy motherfuckers a little bit, and you, I mean, I'm sure we could learn a thing or two from you, too. What would you hunt? What would you want to start hunting?
What would I want? Deer.
Deer?
Whitetail?
Deer.
Yeah.
Deer,
Whitetail?
definitely. Yeah, whitetail deer, yep.
You eat venison, yeah?
I haven't tried it yet, no.
What?
I know a lot of people have said that. I've wanted to try it, just haven't tried it yet.
Damn.
D-Rock, get up,
I
get
heard it.
upstairs.
If I would've-
and
I
cook
know,
some
if I
up.
would have known, I would have thawed something out. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even...
Damn, I kind of feel
That's
guilty
crazy.
that I didn't thaw anything out for you.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll send you home with a little something.
There you go. Good
So
idea.
then-
Yeah, this
Little
way
care
guys-
package.
I got a good knife. I could cut something frozen. You know, that's cool, man. So yeah, let's get back to what Trev was saying. What's the approach that you take towards shed hunting? Like, what's your strategy?
Well, where I usually go, they say, is the south-facing slopes where the sun comes up in the morning, where the deer are going to be bedded down to keep warm, especially in days like this where it's cold as balls outside. And That's usually where I go to look, and I'm always going in the mountainous areas. That seems to be where I find the most, like on the edge of mountains and everything, where the deer are bedded down and
where it's hard to climb for
where
predators.
Where it's hard to climb, where you think people are going to be like, oh, screw that, I'm not going up there. So that's usually where I go. Or you look in fields and everything, like the edge of fields when they come out to feed, and they drop them there. Or creek crossings, if they're going to jump a creek, an impact will knock the antler right off.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's
sometimes that'll happen. Or you can find them. I found one year. It was in Norfolk. The water, it was in October. It was in the fall, actually. And the water had frozen, but then it like receded. And there was 2 sheds. You could walk across the marsh now because the water like receded. It was a year we had it was a really bad drought, I remember. We had like no rain that year. And there was 2 antlers there. You could tell they were under the water at one point. And I found them there. But I think what happened was they were on top of the ice. And then when the ice melted, it went through the water. Then the water receded. Then the antlers were still there. So.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was a random find. Yeah.
You got a couple more questions yet, Trev?
Yeah, I do actually. I think we covered that. Why? Yeah, I was gonna ask why do you only shed hunt and not bow hunt, but it was obviously because you just didn't have the time.
I just didn't have the time.
Not really get into it, and nobody really to show you.
Yeah.
Show you.
I mean, I got a few friends that bow hunt too. Ed Massey, you probably don't know who he is. No. I know CT Carl does.
Yep.
CT Carl's the man.
Yeah. What is the biggest whitetail shed that you have found thus far?
It's this one right here. It's 75 1/4, I believe.
Wow.
I had Carl score it too, and found one side. Actually,
he meant to say 2/8. 2/8.
Yeah.
Every antler's measured in eighths.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I have the black little thing that Carl made for me at home, but I know it's 75. I just always screw up the last part of it.
Right.
But I actually walked by that shed 3 times, believe it or not.
What?
There was about
This
2 inches of
insane.
snow, and you could see it started getting nibbled on a little bit by those fucking squirrels.
I know. They just chew them up. It's
and
crazy.
you could see my
Oh,
footsteps
yeah, they got
in the
the tip.
snow, walking by it 3 times, and the third time I could see it was laying just like this from this way. I could see it, and I just see the points, and I'm like, oh shit! So I picked it up, and I was like, oh my god! And I looked everywhere for the other side. Even had Carl try to help me look for it either, and the woods that I found it in was just so big, and we couldn't find it. I was losing sleep over it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is insane. I can only imagine the size of the deer that owns that rack.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
So how many whitetail sheds have you found?
I always lose count, but including those fresh ones and the old ones, probably about 170.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just for all our listeners out there, he brought a big box of sheds here, including the moose sheds, and we'll get to that in a second. So it's like this is just a little dent out of his collection, right, Jake?
Yeah, big time.
How many have you found in the 2019 season? So
This year I only
ones,
found that one moose shed
the one
so
moose
far.
shed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
A moose shed in Connecticut?
Yeah, the little one I showed you, the little from the young bull. Yeah, that one I found in Heartland.
That's fucking awesome.
Yep.
That is so cool. All right, so let's transition. I mean, you were in Connecticut Wildlife Magazine.
Yep.
Let's talk. Let's get into it.
You have an article in there, yeah?
Yeah, there's an article in there too. Yep.
You're called Moose Man.
Moose Man.
Shed some light on that.
Yeah, that actually started. What was it? The first time I was in the news because I saw a moose in Cheshire. That article that's in there too was in the paper also. I saw the Cheshire Meriden line. I was looking for sheds the day I saw it too. I found 4 antlers that day. They're old ones that they're at home. They're actually 2 sets that I found in that woods. And
Complete sets, no shit.
Yeah, little ones, but I'll take them.
Yeah, that's badass.
And ended up finding some moose scat, and I was like, nah.
Now, for the new guys out there that may not really know what that looks like, can you describe the shit
It's like deer shit, but it's like bigger than the size of a grape.
Damn.
It's like deer shit twice the size.
Damn.
Yeah, and you could tell it's. Listen, if that was a deer, that deer must have been eating some shit that made it have diarrhea or something. I don't know
Filled
what.
up on acorns.
Not chewing what it eats or something. Yeah. So I found the scat, and then I'm just like, it could have passed in here years ago, and just the scat could have just been there, but it did look kind of fresh. And then I found the tree rubbings, and they're much higher than deer are because their moose are tall as shit. So they can reach taller than any deer can. And so I'm like, so that's pretty cool. I'm like, what are the odds I'm going to see it in here? It was a big woods that I was in. So I'm walking off the edge of a hill, and there's a swamp right at the bottom, and then it goes up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hear, and when they run, it's nothing like a deer, because they don't hop, they just
Crash.
So I just I'm hearing the crashing sound, and I can see it running up the hill. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, it is in here. So I stop. So it's really far away, and I'm trying to zoom in with one day I forget my Nikon camera. I have my stupid iPhone, so I'm trying to zoom in. I'm taking shitty pictures of it. So I tried calling it. I mean, moose don't usually call at that time of year, but I wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And it kind of stood there in the distance, and it started to come back into the swamp. So I'm like, let me try to see if I can follow it from a safe distance. So she started walking away, and I started following her, and she would stop, and she would look back, and she didn't seem too afraid of me. And so I kept following her. Then I stopped in the top of a hill, and I hid behind a tree. Then that's when she came and walked. She probably came within 20 feet of me. And she kind of was just sniffing. No ears went down, no hairs in the back. She was just more than a curious moose.
That's that picture that's in that newspaper clipping?
Yeah, and so I had the tree in front of me, because they always say to do that, because those things could kick your ass.
Hell yeah.
And she came up, and I could hear her sniffing, and she was just watching me, and I just didn't make a sound. And then I was snapping pictures of my iPhone like a crazy dude. And
like those Chinese people in Sleeping Giant.
And she eventually walked away. And then I called my dad. I was like, Dad, holy shit, there's a moose in Cheshire. And he's like, bullshit, there's not. Yeah. I'm just like, do not hear the sound of my voice. So when I got home, I showed him the pictures of everything, and he was like, "Oh, no shit, that's pretty cool."
Yeah,
because my dad's from Canada, so he's
okay
from New Brunswick, so they're used to seeing moose up there all the time.
No shit, eh?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's big time Canadian.
Hey. That's cool. What's this all about? That's cool, man. That's an awesome story, man.
So with the moose sheds, how many moose sheds have you found?
I have 7 from Connecticut, and then I believe about 16 from up in Maine, and I got 1 from New Hampshire.
Damn.
Wow, and that was my next question. How many states have you shed hunted for moose antlers?
I mostly the one I got from New Hampshire I actually bought, but that was before I started shed hunting.
Okay.
I don't want to buy them anymore. It's more fun to find one, because there's a story behind it. And so I mostly go up in Aroostook County, Maine. I mean, there's just moose everywhere up there. There's moose bonanza. You can pretty much, some of the antlers I found up there just driving down the logging roads, they shed them right on the side because they get so much snow up there that the moose are running the trails because there's less snow there, and then they'll just drop the antlers right there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's crazy. So how'd you get all your exposure, like, after finding, moose sheds in Connecticut, which to me, it's just surreal, and I'm baffled. Just looking at the sheds right here in front of me is insane. Yep. And they got some fucking weight to them, too, man.
Yeah, that big set there, that was the biggest set. That's the first set of moose sheds I ever found. I thought it would be in Maine, it ended up being right here in Connecticut.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That's badass.
That was a good day. I was really stoked.
Damn.
No, it is awesome. I've never held a moose antler in my life, and this is awesome. There's a ton of weight to this thing.
Oh, yeah, you should see the one I have at home from Maine. It's twice the size of that, and the base on it is legit like this big.
Wow.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Big tuna can.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, imagine, that's what I need here in Waterbury. Someone start talking shit, I'll slap the shit out of them with that moose.
I've thought of that, too.
I saw on your Instagram you were actually funneling a beer through the moose antler.
Yeah, I went to a Florida Georgia Line concert. I'm like, it's a country concert. Everybody's fucked up. So I'm going to bring a set of moose antlers and walk around with them in my head and see what people do. And people were posting it on Instagram. They're like, yo, dude, rock on, bro. And then one guy funneled a beer with a moose antler, which was pretty insane.
That's badass. That's badass. Damn, that's cool. So after getting exposure, like, what people came to you first off to kind of put you out there and exploit you, kind of in the same manner that we are, because this is something incredible.
Yeah,
it's a story that should be heard.
Yeah, definitely. It started off with the news with that one moose sighting, and then I posted on Northeast Big Buck Club and everything, and on CT Bowhunting I posted some of my shed finds, and then the DP ended up finding out who I was, Andrew Labani.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm good friends with him too. He was the moose expert before, when they used to tag the moose with the helicopter, but we don't have funding for that anymore. Thanks, Malloy. So
I know,
right? So yeah. But it started with that, and then I got into the magazine, and then I got a lot of publicity with that. Where I go to find these moose sheds, I go in Heartland, Connecticut, and so it's a small town, but there's a Facebook page on Facebook called Heartland Wildlife, and I'm well known on there as the moose man too, because I see more moose on that page than anybody else, and people that live up there, they've never seen one in their life.
That's
and then
crazy.
I go up there from Southington, I'm seeing like 6 of them. So then I did a program for them. I did like a hike.
Yeah.
It was like a group hike I sponsored. I put it on the group. I said, I'll bring you in an area where there's moose, we probably won't see one, but, there's tracks, there's signs just to show you where they like to hang around, just to teach some people. And I had a good turnout there, too. And a few people came to that. Then I did one last summer I did called Moussing Around. That's what I call it. I figured it was perfect. I brought all my sheds and everything and all my pictures that I've taken throughout the years of wildlife, and I had probably the biggest turnout there, so that was a good day too. That video is up on YouTube. You can actually find it too. Oh, no kidding. What's the video called? Do you remember? It's called Moussing Around Heartland Wildlife Series. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, it's about an hour long, but it shows a lot of the pictures I've taken. It has all my sheds there too. So awesome. Yep. That's really awesome. I even got the Moose Man bumper sticker on my truck finally. On the back. No shit! I took the letters from Walmart and I arranged it to say Moose Man on there. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man. That's really cool. So, with all this success and being exploited and, hunters, that's what we like to do on the off season is shed hunt. Yep. So, I mean, we're the type that we're here to educate and push people forward. Like yourself, we definitely want to get you into the bow hunting class. Yep. This way you could broaden your aspects and apply what you already know in the field, which, I mean, essentially, the way you approach stuff is kind of the way you want to do it to be successful in the woods. So that being said, we congratulate, but I know you got the hate as well. There's got to be haters on you. Oh yeah, there's a lot of guys. If I find a big shed, I'm walking out in the woods, and someone will be walking by, they'd be like, "Dude, where'd you find that?" I'm like, "Shit, I gotta start looking." And then I got a lot of haters, especially the moose sheds. There's a lot. Not all people can say they've seen a moose in Connecticut, but let alone find a shed out. Find the antlers. Yeah, find the antlers, because even some guys from the DEP I know are jealous too. Oh no, because they have their own set too, but I always get them for it because they kind of cheat. Because they when they tag the moose, they put like trackers on the antlers so that when they fell off, they knew exactly where to go. So I always get them for that. But and then I found my set, and then they're like, "Oh shit." Yeah, that's badass, because I know there's a lot of people out there, maybe not as much as I would think, but us as hunters, we're always in the woods, as are you. Yeah. And as the proper way to approach it, you're looking for sign, you're just following the rubs, the scrapes, the scat, and you're really trying to find the sheds as well. Is that you, Ryan? Is that you, Ryan, playing with the fucking pen or something like that?
No, he's trying to open up the candy.
Oh, just open it, man.
I'm going real slow with this thing.
All I can hear is,
"Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad."
Just go for it, man. Just, that's what they're there for,
It wasn't that bad. Come on.
I was just, what is that noise? Is that my cat upstairs or the dog? But yeah, I mean, there's got to be haters out there, and even just promoting the show tonight, you get a little bit of everything, because I mean, us as a hardcore hunting podcast, and we're kind of unorthodox the way we like to educate and bring people into the field, because it's deer camp, and we're ourselves, we're your everyday man, so we're not going to hold back on who we are. Yeah. And you doing just the same. I'm sure the haters are coming out, "Oh, he doesn't even hunt. Why is he finding all these sheds?" Yeah, I've gotten that before too. They're like, "Do you even hunt?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "What?" I'm just like, "Yeah, I like to shed hunt." They just don't understand. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with it. So, I mean, you were called the hiker in one of the newspaper clippings, but if you're a damn hiker, you must be professional hiker, There's got to be such a thing or something. Well, yeah, when I posted that news article in there, I didn't tell them it was shed hunting because I didn't think they would know what that means, so. Right. So they'd be like, "You're looking for sheds? like sheds in the backyard?" Like, I've had people before send me pictures of actual sheds, and they're like, "I found a shed." I'm just like, "Ha. I've seen that a million times already."
Thanks, asshole.
Nice 10-pointer.
Yeah. Oh, man. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Just so you know, you're Canadian, yeah? Yep. I'm Mexican. Trev's hillbilly white.
They say I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm not.
If you see pictures of him when he was little, he's Puerto Rican. I swear. He's got the bow in hand and everything. He was born with a bow in his hand, so.
I tried.
Yeah. The nitty-gritty. Let's get down to, what time of year do you like to start hunting for sheds?
I usually like to start sometime at the end of... I try not to go too early because you can bump the deer out and then they'll shed somewhere else. And, there's a lot of people that they go out right when the snow hits the ground, which, I think is kind of stupid because, wait for them to shed. I know everyone's eager to go out there. I am too. Like, I just want to get out there badly. If I hear one report of a shed being dropped, I want to get out there. But I'm like, Some are dropping early, some are not. This year they're dropping like crazy early.
Extremely
this year.
early, yeah.
I think I read an article online. A lot of it has to do with all the rain that we've had and everything. There was an article on Facebook I read about that. So
And not too many cold fronts either, except for now.
yeah,
you know?
except for now. And, you would think, a lot of with their early shedding has to do with their stress.
And testosterone.
Yeah,
Yep.
testosterone too. If there's a lot of snow, they got to walk through the deep snow. That stresses them out.
That makes sense.
And, the coyotes, I know the coyote population here is exploded too, so.
Insane.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they if DEP switch it to night hunting.
Yeah, that's
Some night predator hunting like they do up north.
They've been pushing it for 2 years now and trying to get it passed. And
At least
and
for
hopefully-
coyotes.
they've been trying to for bears. Well, not for night hunting, but they've been trying for bears too. And
Oh, I can't wait.
bears are walking into. There was one in Bristol that fucking walked into the crazy Bruce's.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
saw
like,
that.
what
I
the
saw that.
hell?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the bears want to get a drink.
Yo, I was there for that night when the black bear came down to the local Chili's down by Brass Mill Mall.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, they're just they're right in people's backyard. They don't seem unafraid because there's so many of them.
I know. And you know what? It's unfortunate, too, because I hope it doesn't take someone getting hurt for them to
Yeah,
finally pass it.
I
You
know.
And the crazy part, that's the crazy part about politics and stuff, and we're not going to stay on this subject at all. But that's the crazy part, how it only takes a few small group of people to just overturn a decision that can help out society and conservation
Right.
Yeah.
in a
Right.
great manner. And that's one thing I want to touch base on real quick is, like, if you're liberal, right, or an anti-hunter, or even you don't hunt, but you want to contribute, or if you don't want people, or you want to take a tag away from a hunter, go buy a tag. Go buy a tag. That's one less hunter that could get that tag.
Right.
And you contribute to a good cause, too. It keeps conservation in the loop.
Right.
So, I mean, people don't think about it or approach it the right way if you're an anti, or even if you want to get into it. It's like, keep on applying. You could build points in different states. Keep on
Right.
applying, because most of the time, the harder tags to get, you're not going to get it, but it's good to build points as well.
Yeah.
And we'll touch base on that in another episode, because that's like a deep rabbit hole,
Yeah.
if you will, quote unquote, Kurt Geyer.
Yeah, we can get lost.
So, okay, so you like to start around this time of year. Where's prime time shed hunting? What time of year?
Primetime shed hunting in the springtime, definitely.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it's usually.
like March Madness time, or a little later.
Yeah, usually end of February into March is when I start to look, and especially hardcore in April and everything. For everything starts greening up, and then you don't find anything.
Just before turkey season, you're saying?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's good
I
intel.
found a couple during turkey season,
Yeah.
but I mean, you got to step on them.
I found
virtually.
some in the summertime, by accident. I've stepped on a few too, but that I don't usually go look in the summertime because the ticks and the mosquitoes are.
Mosquitoes are
God,
insane.
my God.
Yeah.
West, I don't need no West Nile disease. Fuck that shit.
Or, God forbid, even a hybrid of
Or that new tick
Zika Nile.
disease now that makes you allergic to raw meat or
Yeah.
Yeah.
red meat or something.
Red meat,
Turkey.
yeah.
Red meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah, so
thanks.
I got a whole article of that
Jesus,
right
yeah.
here, actually. That was a big subject, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, jeez, more disease.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, please no.
Swipe left. Oh, man. So, you posted something today on your page, which was really interesting because we all have different experiences in the woods, especially, I don't know about shed hunters. I can't speak for yourself. You seem to be a very experienced shed hunter. Us as hunters, though, we're always in the woods before sunrise and after sunset.
Yep.
So every time we're traveling through the woods, it's almost always at night and very,
Yeah.
very low lighting, if any light at all. If the moon is bright, we don't even use flashlights.
Yeah.
There's some pretty creepy shit that happens in the woods.
Yeah, there is. I've seen some. That's not the only crazy shit I saw on Saturday. That one. I mean, that was definitely the craziest one, though.
So let's get into it. Let's start with not that particular one that I'm referring to, but another story, and you can lead into that one.
Well, along my shed hunting adventures, I've encountered some pretty crazy shit. I've encountered people having sex in the woods before. That was one. What I thought it was, I was way off the trail too, and it was 40 degrees outside. I mean, but it was a chilly 40 degrees outside. So I'm hearing some rustling on the top of the hill, and I'm thinking it's a deer. So I go up to the top, and it's two people just going at it. And I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? So I had to do like a double take, and I'm like, I could either make this really awkward for them, or I could just run away. So I said, yo, what's good, yo? And they both looked at me, and they looked like they saw a ghost. So I'm just like, I got you guys. So I ran away, and I don't know what happened after that. But I was like, what the hell? It's like I guess you gotta do it when you got to do it. I mean, shit.
You got to.
I ran into something similar. I was on Working Class Bowhunter episode 207. Very similar situation, but I was in a tree, and they went off the main trail into a deer run. And hot and heavy, right there, 20 yards away.
My God.
I ended up throwing a little climbing, like the bow hauling clip. Yeah. I always have spare ones. I threw one at them to spook them, and then they just thought it was like an animal, and they took off. It was crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy
I've had guys take shits underneath my deer stand, pissing on trees. I mean, I've seen some fucked up things when I'm in a tree. Guys walk underneath you, they just whip their dick out, they start pissing. But like, I mean, what do you really say to them? You just turn the other eye and just watch them. You're just like, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
But on that same note, though, that's something deer are used to. They're used to hikers going off the trail, taking a shit, taking a piss.
Especially in Connecticut.
Even your lovers having sex out there. The animals are used to that. So it's not... that's Connecticut, man. There's a lot of people in the woods all the time. So you're up in that tree watching all this happen. The deer know that this is just a natural thing. So it's just...
you'll see a hiker, then like 2 minutes later, see a deer following it. Because, you know, they're used to it.
Is that estrus?
You get that buck coming up with the hair on the back of his neck. Yeah. I know that smell.
Grunting every step of the way. Bah, 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 bah.
Come back.
Yeah. So that really creepy story that you have.
Yeah.
Start from the beginning.
So we went hiking with my girlfriend. It was her second time going out hiking. I'm bringing her to shed hunting now, and she is addicted to it now. She says she dreams about it all the time. I'm like, okay, I like this.
It's on.
It's like you're a keeper. You're a keeper. And I brought my cousin with me, and my cousin was actually with me the day I found these moose sheds too, in that story. And so we went up in an undisclosed location, and so we're going up, and we searched for about 2 hours. Was finding plenty of good sign. I was like, there's got to be something in here. And it was one of my old stomping grounds when I was a little bit younger. That I found like 15 antlers in. So I'm like, there's got to be something up here. And about 2 hours in, we didn't find anything. So we're at the point where we're about to turn around because it was the day before we were supposed to get that storm that we have. And so I'm like, okay, let's make our way back now because, you know, we weren't finding anything. And then, so for whatever reason, I stop and I hear like this laugh, but it sounds like a little kid / you ever see the movie It?
Yeah.
Like Pennywise the clown laugh?
Yep.
Like a mixture of it. So I'm like, I stop and I'm just like, guys, did you just fucking hear that? And they're both looking at me like, what? I'm like, I was so creeped out. Like, I just stopped. I'm just like...
Heart racing?
Yeah, I'm like... And they looked at me and they're like, stop fucking around. I'm like...
What time of day was it?
This was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really?
Yeah.
That kind of makes it even creepier.
Yeah. And I'm
like Blair Witch trial type shit, you know?
And so they're thinking I'm screwing around, and my cousin Ashley, she's just like, okay, no, let's go. Like, she hates scary things. She hates it so bad. And I'm like looking at my girlfriend, like she said after that my face was like as white as a ghost. So I'm like, I don't know, I thought I heard something laugh. It sounded like a little kid laughing. So we start walking again. I hear it again, but then all three of us heard it, and I'm just like, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, this is I thought it was someone just fucking around with us, someone else I might have been up there, but there was nobody up there.
Yeah.
So, you know, we started hearing it, and then the wind was dead silent that day. There was no wind. Then there was just happened to be a random gust of wind. Then we had like a hawk that's circling us in the air. It was just whole way back down. I just had the really bad feeling. I just couldn't explain it. And we kept like seeing things like off of the corner eye, like it would be someone running, and then it would just disappear. And then we started hearing like footsteps behind us, like right behind us. And then as soon as we stopped, the footsteps would stop. There was nobody there. So I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm so creeped out. I've been hiking for years, and I've never had shit like this happen before, especially in here. I've been up here before.
That's crazy.
So we're walking down, and, you know, my girlfriend is taking pictures of, like, you know, some of the frozen waterfalls because it looked kind of cool. And so then we didn't end up seeing anything that day. You know, I don't know what was up there. So then last night, my girlfriend texted me a picture. She's looking at the pictures that she took from her phone from that day. And she goes, look at this picture and tell me what you see. I'm just like, I'm zooming in and I'm like, I don't see anything. So then she zooms in on it. I'm just like, holy shit. And it's a fallen tree. And there's like a stump, or it's a rock right there with a fallen tree in it. And it's like, legit looks like the face of the devil. Like, you could see the horn, the hood. You saw the picture, right?
Yeah.
It's creepy as fuck. It looks just like the nose, the horn, the cloak and everything. I'm just like, yeah, we're not going back there.
Nope.
She goes, I kind of do. I'm like, you can go ahead. I'm sitting my ass at home. You can go there and die. I'm not going there. You can go there and die. You can go there and get killed. I'm not going there. Again, that place creeped me out.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, so that was really creepy. And I showed my parents it too. My mom's like, okay.
What'd they think?
Well, we have a group Snapchat. That was my mom's idea. Probably worst idea because it's always blowing
It's probably
up.
a smart thing, though, as far as safety. I mean, you need to have certain, like, safety
Well, yeah,
features
but
like
my
that.
sister is 19. She just started college, so she's always snapping the dumbest
God.
stuff. So I put the notifications on mute just because of that, because I'm at work and it's going, and it's all my sister with just, like, her selfies and everything. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
What's his snap tag?
Ease up.
Ryan, the board is getting excited.
I'm just fucking with it.
And so I sent it to the group chat, and they couldn't see it at first, and I zoomed in and I circled it. And then my mom's like, okay, no more Snapchat, good night. I'm like, do you see it? She's like, I guess, but I don't want creepy things before I go to bed. And my sister couldn't see it. My dad just didn't respond. I think he was at work last night. And so I showed it to Ashley, my cousin, and she's like, I don't even want to look at the text. I'm just like, just look at it. And she looked at it. She goes, yeah, I'm not going hiking ever again with you. Ever again. Because when we were going down that mountain, I kept, like, making scary noises and everything because I knew she was freaked out, and she was like holding like a big stick like she was going to stab somebody.
That's funny as fuck.
And I kept going, Ashley, I've come for your soul. And she's like, stop. My mom does that to me when I'm in the basement. She shuts off the lights, and then she goes, Ashley. So it was fun to mess around with her. But then I saw that picture. I was like, okay, I'm not going back there. That's really creepy.
That's cool. Is that like around where you usually go for your shed hunting?
Oh,
or
yeah. I've been up there numerous times, but I've never had something like that. And I've brought Ashley up there before, but I never brought my girlfriend up there. So I post on Facebook. Everyone's saying, they're like, your girlfriend's a witch, bro. Like, run for your life. I'm like, I don't know.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Because I'm sure we all have stories, not quite like that, but I mean, the mind takes over too, and it's pretty incredible. But the fact that you were there midday, and it's still happening, it's like, it's crazy.
I know that area where we're in, I read online, it's actually an Indian burial ground too, so it could be.
That kind of explains a lot, though. Because I believe in all that phenomenon.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's got to be a parallel dimension. There's definitely a higher force. Whether you believe in God or what have you, there's definitely something where almost like we're a little cell in the universe, and someone's just playing God, or is God, We won't get into that one either, but
it's kind of a crazy thing, though. Like you're saying, with the scary things and the walking behind you. There was actually an instance by me in Tolland County where there was a couple of people hiking down a trail, and there was somebody following them, and every time they would stop, the person would jump behind the tree, and it was like this old homeless like vet or whatever, and he was dressed in camo, and he actually followed them down the walking trail. It was actually Kevin Kelly. Yeah, had something like that happen, and that's not a motherfucker to be rolling up on. Yeah. He's like 6'6", big dude,
rough, tough dude.
He'll shoot you.
At the same token, though, a homeless vet. Yeah. I'd be wary too.
No, I know, and he had a knife and stuff, and he ended up was hiding and stuff like that. Like they'd be walking,
I wonder what his intentions
and he would, like,
were.
jump behind.
Yeah, that's really creepy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But they were able to get to the car and then call the cops, and the cops came, but they never could find the guy.
Well, and knowing
crazy shit.
And knowing Kevin, he probably had a 44 mag or a Smith & Wesson 500 or something on him.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the woods, and it's funny because the more boots you get on the ground and the deeper. Excuse me, Shabane burp. The deeper you get into the timber, it's definitely you're finding in more stuff about the woods, and it's just insane. Like, probably the craziest thing that I've ever seen was nothing creepy like that, but you always, when it's that dark, like in our example, being a hunter, when it's that dark, you're hearing everything, so you try to just make sense of it and not focus on it, because the main focus is getting to your hunting spot and trying to be a ninja. And you just want to be quiet like a ninja. And anyways, the craziest shit I saw was just a scouting day, and the sun was coming down, and in the distance I saw a big-ass shadow look like a broken-down tree stump. And in the distance, I'm not trying to be quiet because I'm scouting, and you kind of want to let your presence be known a bit, so this way it's more natural and not like someone trying to sneak up on you. Yeah. And I saw this mass, and then all I heard, brrr. I'm like, oh, shit, like, what the hell is that? So I stopped, and 20 yards away was a big black bear, and he put up his nose. He was eating something. Oh. And he put up his nose like he was sniffing the air. And I'm like, I just turned around, did the 180, and backed right out. I'm like, fuck that. Because all I had, I always carry protection on me. And this leads me to my next question is that I just thought of right now is when you're in the woods, you're always hiking. You're probably putting more miles on the ground than we do. What do you bring with you in the woods for protection?
Well, I do have bear spray, and I have a couple of knives, and I want to get my pistol permit. My dad keeps saying I should probably get that, just because, not for crazy animals, but for crazy people,
Crazy
too.
people.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good advice, actually.
Yeah, because my dad always carries with me, with being a cop and everything, with all the crazy shit happening in the world nowadays, you got to be prepared.
Yeah.
Not just in the woods, but everywhere.
Well, especially in that dirty water.
Hell yeah.
On the subject
Amen.
of weird shit, what is the weirdest thing that you've ever found in the woods?
I found a bunch of... I remember this one. I found a bunch of baby dolls with their heads cut off just hanging from a tree.
Wow.
Damn, that's
And I was
fucking
like,
creepy.
yeah,
That's
I'm
creepy.
getting the fuck out of here.
And you hike some creepy shit, huh?
What county is that?
It was actually behind a business up in
Say the county, not the town.
in Colebrook.
Oh,
it was
okay.
in Colebrook.
Wow.
It was up there, but it was behind a business, but there's a big woods back there, and it was like not even 5 minutes into the hike, and I found that. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to this
That's
woods.
fucking
Fuck
nuts.
that. I'm going somewhere else.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've come up on dolls in trees. Just one doll was in a fucking tree, but when you're on a 200-acre parcel and you're a mile and a half in the woods and there's a fucking doll hanging in the tree, shit starts to get a little weird.
Yeah.
That's when shit gets real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's like, whoever did that is crazy.
but it keeps rolling through your mind, and you're like, "Oh fuck, is that person still here?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know,
Like, am I next?
Like, me, you know,
Straight up.
And I have a hunting implement on me, so like, I'm not all that worried. But if he's that crazy to put something like that in a fucking tree, who knows what he's going to do to me? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
seriously.
saying?
and maybe he's watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You don't know.
Yeah.
We're not looking for people hanging from trees and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
keep
What,
going, Trev.
No, you're good. Yeah.
what about you, Ryan?
So, of course, in the deer woods, when it's darker, it's like you always get that sixth sense something's watching you, something's not right. So I've had many of those in the deer woods. But one of the weirdest things is I was pheasant hunting, bird hunting, in our hometown forest, hometown little bird field. It's not really far off the road or anything. But me and a guy I used to hunt with, we're out there with a dog, we're hunting, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere in the middle of the field, there's a guy with a leather jacket. Leather jacket,
That's
leather
fucking
gloves,
weird.
blue jeans, just
Grease
walking.
lightning.
And he's just walking. No orange on. He was wearing like loafers. He was close enough that we could see him. And all
Wearing
of a sudden,
loafers?
Yeah, they
With
just
jeans
walk-
and a leather jacket.
jeans and leather jacket, man.
What the fuck?
Middle
Grease
of the day,
lightning.
middle of the day, cold out, middle of hunting season. We're bird hunting. Got the dogs. We got our guns, everything. And it's not a grass field, but there's a lot of brush. And
Did the dogs point at them, or?
my dog's a flusher, so he doesn't. I got a lab, so he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't point. But
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, this guy goes behind a bush. Never saw him again.
That's
Never
strange.
saw him again. And on the same note, we had some guy come up to us one time in the middle of the forest. He wasn't hunting. He had orange on everything. And all of a sudden, he's like, you know this person, you know this person? Oh, and he starts handing us pamphlets. He was a Jehovah's Witness in the woods.
What
Swear to God.
hell?
Jehovah's Witness in the
my
woods.
God.
Trying to preach to us about Jehovah and God and stuff in the middle of the woods. And we're hunting. Actually, I think that was back-to-back hunts in the same exact state forest.
Bro, I
but-
swear to God, if I ever saw that, he earned his fucking keep. I would sit there and go through the spiel.
did. And
He
we-
fucking earned it, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
we
damn.
did a little bit, but at least he had some blaze orange on. He wasn't hunting or anything, but it was kind of weird. You know, you get them at
That's
your door,
strange.
but he's out in the woods. But the guy in the leather jacket that showed up and then disappeared, that was strange.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
That was really weird.
My weirdest shit is I do a lot of miles on the ground as well because I'm always, especially off season, I like to scout more than anything. This way, you kind of you see a lot, whether it be not so much rubs around off season, but it's a lot of deer runs. I like to walk maybe 5-10 yards away off a deer run and just follow the run. That being said, I was maybe 4 or 5 miles in here in the dirty water. There's a nice parcel that I have, private piece, and I'm 4 or 5 miles in, and all of a sudden I see a bunch of like it looked like someone's been camping there. They had a fire, this, that, and the third, and then I got a little closer, and all I saw was a bunch of like old lightsabers, like toy lightsabers.
Come on.
I'm like, are you
hell?
fucking? Yeah. I'm like, are you fucking? Like, obviously I wasn't scared, but if we're talking about weird shit, it's like.
They must have had a duel to the
These
death.
Jedi
gnarly.
Knights are going 4 or 5 miles in the fucking timber just to practice? Like,
Yeah. That's fucking gnarly.
That's
that is
awesome.
way. It is pretty cool if you
Yeah.
think about it, but that was definitely strange. Weird as fuck.
Going back on shed hunting, if there's a couple of tips that you could give people when it comes to shed hunting, what would they be? So,
Just-
like, do you fall? And the only reason that transpired was because he was talking about deer runs. Do you get on deer runs and follow deer runs? Do you get
Yeah.
off of deer runs? Are you looking for certain certain areas, stuff like that? I mean, like if there's a couple of tips that you can give some of the listeners, what would they be?
Yeah, definitely south-facing slopes, especially where the sun comes up in the morning. If it's on the side of a hill where the deer are going to bed down to warm up, especially on a cool day like today. I do follow a lot of deer runs also. Sometimes I go off of them, but if I start finding recent rubs and everything, I know a buck's been in there too. So I'm going to go in areas with that too, because sometimes you can find a shed right under a rub.
Right.
It's very rare, but in moose too, same thing is that you can find a big-ass rub, and there'll be a shed right there because either they rub that antler right off or it gets itchy and everything, and they just want to get that thing off. So
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. On that point, Trev, this past year, beginning of 2018, we were out shed hunting, and I found a big rub, wanted to go see what was up with it, and there was a deadhead right underneath it. Whether it was his rub or not, it just happened to be there next to that rub.
Actually, speaking of, how many deadheads have you found?
Oh, that too. I have a few nice ones too. I have about, I didn't count those. I probably want to say about 20 deadheads.
Wow. Some big ones?
Yeah, I got some big ones. I got a big 6-pointer that I found in Southington that I don't know if it got hit by a car, but the brow tines were about like 7 inches, but it was a big 6-pointer. You've probably seen
Holy
the picture.
shit.
Yeah, definitely
Those big ass brown.
I got
huge
one
brows.
skull that's a 13-pointer that I found in Bristol. It has split brow tines on both sides, and it has like a point coming off the main beam.
G2.
Yeah, not off the G2, but it's like off the main beam, like right here.
Oh.
It's coming off on both sides. And the tines are really small in it, but the bases were huge, so you could tell that he was kind of going downhill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really short points, but really wide and big bases.
Damn, I got
on
to
them.
start hunting Bristol more. Shit.
That was behind a
Not
grocery
far away.
store in Bristol up in the woods, just randomly.
You just like, I'm going to just check this place out.
But it leads to bigger woods, but it just happened to be the skull was broken, so I cut the antlers off when I got home, and I mounted it on like a fake skull because they're nice antlers. So
I just want to see his trophy room. Could you imagine the shit that's in there?
How about the set? Good stuff. Double D rocking again.
Double
huh?
D-rock.
Double dip in the double D rock.
Yeah, I
Say
think-
that 5 times fast.
You don't want me to try that.
We got to record at your place one of these days.
He'll say shaft. No.
Be surrounded by bone and shit while we record. That'd be pretty cool.
Bone and shafts.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Pornstar brought it there.
Yep. Went there.
So, Moose Man, what are your future goals? I mean, I think I can say safely that you're definitely going to sign up for bowhunting class.
yeah.
All right. Keep your eyes peeled for that because
Yeah.
I think they're coming right around the corner.
Yeah, I think soon they will be.
If it's not this month, it's in March, I believe.
If I got to pull some strings, we can definitely get him in the bow class.
There's
Oh,
some,
without
there's
a
some
doubt.
strings that can be
I mean,
pulled.
you know quite a few people in DEP as well. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
do
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So we have the
Get
connect.
in there. Get it. And
Actually,
the other thing, in going out to the listeners also, is if there is a class that's full, just show up there. Literally, they're not going to deny you the fact of sitting in. They will find you a chair.
and it's free.
And it's free. Just, if it says full, show up there. Tell them that, like, hey, is there any openings?
And you really want to join.
And you really want to do your bow class, and they'll find a seat for you. They're not going to turn it down. There's a lack of hunters in this state, and they definitely want you to get your class. So you show up there, and they will definitely find a spot for you.
And you can find the information on the ctdep.gov website. This way you can kind of have the heads up of when those classes are going to be. Definitely try to register because that gives you the sure spot, but definitely if you miss it, like Trevor said, just get in there and give it a whirl. They're not going to push you away. They're definitely not.
No, yeah, I don't think they'll push me away.
So back to it. What are your future goals?
Well, my future goal is to find more sheds.
Of course.
Definitely.
Of course. Yep.
And my main goal of why I'm going to school is eventually I want to become like either a DEP officer or a game warden up in Maine. You ever watch that show Northwood Song?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
those guys.
badass.
I met one of those guys, Sergeant McCabe. I met him at the Springfield Sportsman Show 2 years ago.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
he was there, so that was pretty cool. But I love that show.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
it's
Yeah, it is.
two
a
favorite
badass
things:
show.
the woods and Maine. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
You ever been in Alaska?
no, I want to be there so badly.
Dude, you'll fall in love.
I mean, moose there are just they're fucking huge.
Monsters.
Yeah.
They have everything.
Grizzly bears too. I haven't seen one of those, and those are huge. Alaska's beautiful.
Hell yeah.
I want to go there
Definitely
badly.
a bucket list, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I actually had to take my measuring class there.
Oh, you're lucky.
Hey, you ever need official score? Well, they have to be on the head, but if you ever want official scores, Pope and Young measure. So now you know one.
They don't have a drop category.
No.
Is there a drop?
No.
Does Northeast Big Buck Club? They have a drop category, yeah.
Individual antlers, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pope and Young doesn't have that.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That has to be on the scope
Northeast
plate.
might, and it'd be cool if they did start doing that though. Like,
Hey,
just
we can have our own.
yeah, you never know.
We could do a little shed contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool to do something like that.
Yeah.
We definitely
Future
think about
beginnings.
that and put
Yeah,
something
Jake's
in the
not
works.
allowed. No.
You're out, bro. You're out.
No, we'll do teams. I'm teaming up with Jake.
Yep, I'm with Jake.
Dibs.
Oh,
He's on the East Coast team.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, hang out for a second. East Coast shed hunting team. There we go.
Oh man,
Oh, it's awesome.
That's funny. So what else you got in your future?
Finished up school, which I'm going to be doing this summer. Actually, I'll be taking my last class. It took me a little longer. I was never a school person, but hey, I'm going to get it. So
That's it, man.
Hell yeah, and it's good to know someone like yourself. So this way, if you do become DP officer or someone in Maine, we got a good connect.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know? Oh man. So you guys have any questions for him or?
So I got a little bit of a question. So you're talking about those south-facing slopes. You're traveling deer runs. Do you ever go into bedding areas or
Yes.
feeding grounds? Or
Yes.
So you're not going in there just finding the track and following it, but you're going to go because you were also showing me you have trail camera pictures. So you're not
Yep.
a hunter. You're a shed hunter, but you also have trail cameras out there, so you understand these deer. You know
Yep.
what they do. You were showing me pictures. You walk up on these monster 10-point bucks. You
Yeah.
know, you're talking about how you knew where they were going, the wind was right, and you cut them off, and you're face to face with them. So you know what these deer are doing. So you
Yeah.
also look for bedding areas and feeding grounds too.
definitely, yep.
I found my new hunting partner.
Yeah, you can go in pine thickets too. Especially there seems to be less snow in the pine thickets because
Yep.
of the leaves. So they like to bed. You find shit ton of beds in there. Most of the time it's from a group of does, but if you get lucky with a batch or group of bucks, so then
Absolutely, and we learned this from our main boys from Northeast Game Calls to Hunt is they don't have mountain laurels out there. So Connecticut's got a ton of mountain laurels. Do you ever travel through mountain laurels and find stuff?
I've tried to. It's a pain in
It's
the
tough.
ass.
It's tough.
I found one moose shed in Mountain Laurel up in Salisbury, Connecticut. That's like way up in the northwestern part of
Yep.
the state. I found a moose shed in there in May of 2017, I believe. And that was in some thick mountain laurel. I only found that one side, but like I said, when you've been shed hunting for so many years, you kind of get like a feel. Like it's so weird to explain, but you get like an energy. Like I think there's a shed in there.
Yep.
Like that moose shed that I had found, I thought something was in there. And to get into that area, it was in a valley. I had to go through some thick ass mountain laurel. And I don't know how those animals get through it, especially with the antlers getting caught and everything.
especially these moose antlers. These
So
things are huge.
I'm going through there and I'm cussing and everything, and then I get out into this little open swamp, and then there was a moose shed laying tines down there. I was like, oh no shit.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's just not working.
That's
all right.
It ain't
Close
happening.
that. So what we're trying to do is pull up the sound effect for Ninja Tip of the Day. What do you got for us?
Ninja tip of the day. Could it be like a shed hunting tip?
Anything.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Anything ninja related. Ninja Tip of the
If
Day.
you're a
What you got?
ninja, what's the tip you're going to give?
In the woods.
Well, never tell anybody, even your closest friends, where you shed hunt,
I
because
like it.
I like
they
that.
will not keep a
I'm in
secret.
it.
Oh, hell
yeah.
no.
I'm in it.
I've made that mistake once.
Just
Really?
telling
What
people
happened?
where you're shed hunting.
Trust no one.
Trust no one. Yes.
Especially when it comes to sheds, because there's only so many of them.
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
there's so many of them. Yeah. Even your girlfriend. Don't tell your girlfriend where you look.
Uh-oh.
Only bring it to a few places, but leave the badass ones or the ones where you're gonna find all the big ones to yourself.
Well, the next thing you know, she's got on her Snap story, her Instagram, her Facebook.
Yeah, because she doesn't know how to keep a secret.
Her location services are on, so all of her friends will find out where you were. Yeah, you don't want that.
She doesn't have that bad
when that
instinct.
creepy thing that we saw, I said, "Don't tell people where we were," and of course she did. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Now they know.
I was
And,
like,
and if she gets too many angry orchards in her, then... Oh, man. So on that retrospect, what rattles your antlers? Oh, actually, let's do it up. Let's do it up.
Yeah,
Let's make
do
it
it up.
official.
Yeah,
Grab,
fuck it.
grab them big antlers we got
Nah,
here. Let's
you
do some
can't.
moose.
No.
We got moose antlers here. We're going to
Use a moose skulls.
PornStar is going to rattle some moose antlers here. These things.
That's too much. That's too much.
We got moose antlers
Do
in
it
the
away
building.
from the mic. Do it
I'm
away from the
away from the mic, man. We got moose antlers in the building. We're rattling some moose antlers.
All right. So what rattles your antlers, Jake?
What rattles my antlers is, some of the spots I used to go shed hunting in are now been a subdivision now. So, like, any small part of land, there used to be a woods near my street that was perfect, filled with deer, not too big of a woods, and now it's a subdivision now. So now
Damn.
all the deer that were in there just got pushed out. So that seems to be happening a lot in Connecticut lately, and it really sucks because some of those were really good stomping grounds, and now it's someone's backyard now, you can't go in there, so...
That's crazy.
So
That's actually a really good answer for what rattles your antlers, and it brings me to as a hunter, even if you're not going to hunt that year, buy your hunting tag. Contribute to conservation. We're all public landowners.
Yeah.
Let's keep our public lands open. So
Right.
this way they don't get bought out. Do
Yeah.
everything possible that you can to contribute.
And I mean, to piggyback on it also is that not only the shed hunting areas that are getting closed by developments moving in, but hunting areas. We're losing a lot of hunting areas by houses being sold. And there's a property that we hunt, me, Caddy Cowboy hunt, that we're in the process of losing. It's 200 and something acres, and it's about to get sold off to town property, and it'll be a land trust at this point, and probably won't be able to hunt it ever again.
That's insane.
And it has. I mean, we have a lot of good memories on there. Some actually one of our really good buddies has some serious memories and shot some big deer, and his father shot his biggest deer on that property, and now it's going to be sold off, and that's going to be the end of it. So it really sucks, and it rattles my antlers also.
Yeah.
Shit. So on that note, we did the what rattles your antlers. Let's end on a positive note. Let's go around the table. Trev. Positive note. Yeah.
Whoa, I don't know. I gotta start with me, motherfuckers.
Because I like to put you on blast.
Positive note is I'm looking forward to everyone having a really good shed season.
Hell yeah. What you got, Ryan?
Positive note, beginning of 2019, new year, shed season, turkey season, trade shows, deer hunting, 2019, start your year off right. Get out there.
Fuck yeah. What you got, Moose Man?
Huh. Let's see.
I
can't wait. Yeah, she kind of stole mine. I can't wait to see what the sheds people find, though. And hopefully I have a good season, too, with all the hours I work. Get out there as much as I can, and hopefully the cold stays away.
What do you
Amen
got,
to that.
D-Rock?
Yeah.
Well, positive note is Jake, the Moose Man Harton, is our first in-studio out of the almost 3 studios we're building on. In-studio guest. First one ever, so we popped your cherry. Or you popped our cherry, I think. Technically speaking, you popped our cherry. It was good. It was a good experience. You were gentle. Thank you very much. And on that note, man, stay stepping.
Stay slaying.